Full screen. All righty. So let's begin. Sitting, welcome. I'm Otto Dittmer. This is Tai Chi. We begin sitting in the chair, scooting to the front edge, hands on your thighs. This is basic meditation training um, that just has application across any practices. In the Taoist Tai Chi world, we also get to practice the underlying infrastructure of the body to put it in the most functional state. So, Zhongjung, central upright. So, if I'm here and here and here, right, my body is working overtime to keep me from falling backwards, or at the very least, I've got pinched places throughout the body. So, tip the pelvis forward so you've got your foundation correct. If you got this upper body roundness, you're going to need to contract some of the back muscles a bit, chest up. And if the head is forward, you have to draw the head back. Find that central upright. Then song, soft, relaxed. I always like to kind of shake the legs like this, bobble the head a little bit, hang the arms, and just kind of shake out any tension, bump the shoulders up and down so that you can feel how when you relax your body, you don't just fall out of your chair, right? But rather you become even more stable because there's a heavy aspect to us. That heaviness goes down and we're grounded to the earth by it. And then what's left in the body is actually lighter, more buoyant. So it's kind of a strange sensation, but it's also a very excellent sensation that when we're trying to hold ourselves up, we're actually jamming body parts together. And in some ways, we're shrinking our body, we're jamming it up. And then when we relax, we feel this both settling down, but also a lift and a length and a space through the entire body. And it's again in that space, the real estate inside, that when we start doing our standing Tai Chi, it's this interior space that allows for all this movement to happen. And it's when that's stuck that when we try to go over here, we're pulled over here and we are clumsy, right? Because there aren't the moving parts can't move. So this gesture of alignment, soft relaxation, be stabilized and grounded by just letting heavy things go down. Heaviness goes down. They call that chunwan. And then chingling is that corresponding lightness and space. Now we just want to get better and better and better at cultivating this state. So start with your breathing in through the nose, expanding, stretching the body open, and then out through the nose or the mouth. Feel that settling, consolidating. Maybe even squeeze the breath out, kind of like you're squishing a sponge, so that when you release that sponge, it can fill up. It soaks it in. And then that sponge is so full, it can't really hold anymore. Let's squeeze the sponge out. Squishing the tissue. Now we want to squish and compress, but not in such a way that creates tension and jamming. But we do want to finish that direction of exhale. Diaphragm lift, belly zips in. And then when you inhale, allow the belly to expand, allow the diaphragm to drop, the rib cage expands, the back opens up. Get all the way to that full. And then when you're ready, you exhale So let's keep that breathing and add outer body movement. Slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back. Lift your chest, lift your chin up, look up, arch the body. And then just softly melt back to neutral. And then the opposite movement. Hands forward past your knees, hollow the chest, drop the head, round the back, and back to the neutral position. And again, hands, elbows, shoulder blades back, arch. Think shape changing, shape shifting. We want to change to this arched shape. And we want to come back to neutral and take the hands forward and hollow the body and change into this shape, which couldn't be any more different than the shape we were just in. So we're trying to cultivate freedom of movement through the different shapes and positions. Again, hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, arching. And likely you're encountering your residue, your plaque, your buildup, your places that are stuck and stagnant. And so, what we're doing with every round of this arching and rounding, inhaling, exhaling, we're just improving the situation and improving the situation little by little. We're also connecting the brain. We're doing electrical work. We're doing motherboard work, right? We're tuning our brain and body together and using these movements to assist that. Now, the next time you're all the way arched back, let that be your last one and just settle to neutral. And let's go into the twist. Left hand forward, right hand and elbow back, turn the shoulders, turn the head, twist, rotate. When you're ready, inhale back to center and exhale, go the other way. Right hand forward, left hand and elbow back, twist. Nice and leisurely. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Couple more. Each movement just cleaning off residue, promoting flushing and flowing through the body, and also doing electrical work for brain-body connection. And back to center. Hang the arms loose. Shift the weight to the right buttock, side bend. And now if you side bend here, you're sort of limited. That's why this move right here, just float your wrist up. Notice I didn't take it way out here. I kept it in close and just float it up a little bit. That allows us that little extra tipping ability. And then back to neutral. Let that left arm dangle. Shift over to your left buttock, lean, float that right wrist up, giving you a little more room. It also helps us open this side of the body a little better. And then we're back. Lateral movement, side to side movement. This one especially important because in our daily life, we don't find ourselves doing this one in functional ways, right? We don't reach down to pick something up like this. And so that's why these pathways of movement tend to be locked and blocked. So side to side. And we're back to neutral. Now, shoulder blades. Remember these blades on your back? The scapula back here? The arms are plugged into them. Shrug them up. That's called elevation. Slide them down, called depression. Squeeze them back towards each other. That's called retraction. Release them to neutral, and then the often forgotten movement, protraction. So that's the scapula sliding away from the spine around to the front. Now, from this position, notice you have to allow your chest to hollow, to really make that shape. Now lift your shoulders up while they're still somewhat in front. Now keep your shoulders lifted and squeeze them back. Notice now, in order to really get them back, the chest has to no longer be hollow. It has to puff up a little bit. And then slide those shoulder blades down, and then everything settles to neutral. Do it again. So the shoulder blades protract, the chest hollows. Right? So this is the one people skip. So Sullivan, make sure what I see you doing is this. You're dropping your head. Notice the primary moving bit is the scapula coming forward. So they have to spread apart, then lift, then slide back, squeeze back, and slide down. Again, forward and up, back and down, neutral. Forward and up, back and down, neutral. Two more. Forward and up, back, down. Again, forward, up, back, down, neutral. Back and up, forward and down, neutral. Back, up, forward, down, neutral. Back, up, forward, down, neutral. Back, up, forward, down, neutral. You want to get smoother and smoother with these movements. And neutral. Now, bring your feet together and your knees together. Fold forward at the hips, bring your arms forward, backs of hands touch, and let's go way out. And then tip back from the hips, come around and in behind, and then neutral. Forward, out, around and in, neutral. One more time. First level, we stay low, and notice your hands can go far away from you without lifting up in space. Then we go far away, do lift up, big open, palms face forward, slide down, neutral, forward, up, open, turn palms forward, slide, neutral again. And then we go full range, that's forward, backs of hands touch, keep the backs of hands together all the way up. Now open the hands away from each other, but notice I don't crank my arms too far behind my body. Just a little bit back there, but not so much that your shoulders get impinged and aggravated, and get all the way down to neutral. Make sure you get them all the way down. And then we go again, forward, up, all the way up, and then open, out, down, neutral. One more, full range. And reverse, start low. We go back and out, around and in, low, low. Keep them low, below the deck. Notice how my fingers are still at my hip level. Around. And then we go middle level or chest level, back, out, and up, across, down, neutral. Back, out, up, and across at chest level, down. Back out and up, and down. And then we go full range, back, out, up, over, and down. Two more. and neutral. Scoot back on your chair a little bit. Very stable. Load your right leg towards your chest. Grab it with your hands gently. Pull it up all the way. Flex the foot. Push. Return to loaded and then set the foot down. Switch. Load. Push. Load. Down and switch. Load. Push. Load. Down. Switch. Load. Push. Load. Down. Now, no hands. Try to get full load. Push. Load. Down. The brain controlling. Load. Push. Load. Down. One more each. Push. Load. Down and load. Push. Load and down. Right leg extend, point and flex the foot. All the way point, all the way flex. Then tilt the foot a little bit in and out, called inversion and eversion. Then tilt in, point, out, flex. That's a circle. In to out. Reverse, out to in. Place that foot down, other leg extend. We got point and flex. And then tilt in and out, invert, evert. Circle, in, around, and out. Reverse that circle, out, around, and in. And down. Scoot forward on the chair till you're sitting right at that front edge. Hang arms loose. Softly fold. Elbows out and up. This is internal rotation. Notice my elbows are in front of the body. I'm not back here getting stuck. They're in front so they can really roll inward, internal. And then down and in front here. That's external rotation of the shoulder. Internal and external. Elbows got to touch. Elbows touch. Down, out, and up. And down. Elbows back behind you. Elbows down, forward, up. Forward, down, and back. Down, forward, up. Forward, down, and back. Down, forward, up. And then elbows down, out to the side, and then left hand high, right hand low, cross and wrap around. Elbows out to the side and switch. Wrap around. Switch. And down, arms in front, palms down and up. That's pronate and supinate of the forearms. Now, palms facing up, roll over top, circle through, point forward. Turn the palms up, roll over top, circle through, point forward, palms up, circle, and circle, circle. Isolating that wrist circle. And underneath, circle out. Turn palms down. Under, over, turn. Under, over, turn. Under, and hands up. Spread, gather. Spread, gather. Big open hands all the way together. One more, open. Now claw to a fist. Open. Claw to a fist. Open. Claw to a fist. Tiger claw to a fist. And thumb to pinky. Other three fingers touch thumb and pinky. Bird beak, bend down. Open, bend back. Bird beak, bend down. Back. Down. Back. Down. Back. Hang the hands. Shake them loose. Bring your hands onto your legs. Bring your feet close together, knees touching. Your right toes lift. Turn your right leg externally. So this leg didn't move. The pelvis didn't really move, but the right leg did. Externally rotate. Then lift the heel a little bit. Go heel out, knee in. So now that's internal rotation. Then lift the toe and knee out. External, we're even more open here. Then the heel goes out, the knee falls in, internal, and finally lift the toe, external. Should be about your maximum. Then walk the right leg in. 1, heel in, knee out. 2, toe and knee in. 3, heel in, knee out. 4, toe and knee in. 5, let's go back out. Toe and knee. 1, heel. 2, toe. 3, heel. 4, toe. 5, and then walk it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, together. Other leg, toe and knee out. 1, heel out, knee in. 2, internal rotation. Toe and knee out. 3, external rotation. Heel out, knee in. 4, toe and knee out. 5, walk it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, together. Walk it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Walk it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Together. 5. And then both at the same time. 1, 2, 3. And then walk it in. Toes and knees in. 1. Heels in, knees out. 2. Toes and knees in. 3. And walk it out. 1, 2, 3. And in. 1, 2, 3. Feet hip distance. Hands on your legs. Now, the legs were just turning from the hip space, the hip sockets. Now, the legs don't move, but fold forward from your hips. As you do that, turn your fingers in, your elbows come out and around, create this shape. Kind of a funny shape, but it really opens the back and brings out the shoulders. And then sit up tall, arms to neutral, lean back a little bit. And again, so we're folding from the hips, turning, spiraling on the hands, the elbows sweep out and around, internally rotating, fold. And then sit up tall, turn the arms to neutral, tip back. And again, fold, fingers in, elbows out and around. And sit up and lean back. Let's do that one more. And neutral. Hang the arms loose. Slide your feet back a little bit. Now remember the little protocol, Zhong, central upright. Song, be relaxed. So we're about to stand up. A tendency here is people think standing up, that's going to be hard. And so they immediately tighten the body thinking that somehow helps. It's like girding ourselves for effort. But all that does is get in the way and make us heavier, clumsier, less grounded, less lubricated. So stay loose and then utilize The heaviness going down is what gives us stability. And when we're relaxed, we also have qingling or levity. So just notice how when I stand up, I don't immediately try to go up. In fact, what I really do is just go forward very gently. And then now I've got my heaviness down through the legs. So then I can stand up and it doesn't require a whole bunch of effort. Actually, almost no effort. So skill. It's a skill kind of thing. So now once you're standing, you hip hinge, the skill of letting your foldable parts fold. I still haven't committed to my chair yet, but I've got my butt real close to it. Then I can decide to commit to it. So let's all do that together 3 or 4 times. So again, you don't tighten and then try to push down and launch yourself up. This is what people do. It's not the way. You stay long and relaxed. You fold, you spill your weight forward out of the chair, and you stand up with ease. You're grounded because your weight is underneath your feet. It stays underneath your feet as you just fold at the hips, stick your butt back. This now opens the mechanics so that you can fold. And then you sit. Do it again. Fold and rise. So the hips going back when we go to sit down is really important because another mistake people make is instead of hips going back, they just try to go down and you see what something has to give. It's your poor knee joints. They get pushed forward or pushed in some weird angle to try to lower you closer to the chair. But here, when you do the hips back and you fold here, your knees are overjoyed. They're happy. There's space there, and then you can just find the chair. One more. Fold, spill the weight, and rise. Now do the Tai Chi squat, which is again, same thing, except you just don't sit in the chair. So you fold, sink and let all your foldable parts fold, let your back open, and then push through the earth and just rise back to standing. Hips forward. Now we make this interesting little shape here. Let the arms hang behind. And then middle. And then hips back a little bit. Now we're ready to let all our foldable parts fold. And then we rise back up and hips forward. And so essentially, we're doing the same thing with our body that we were doing with our hands a moment ago, right? They call this Shenfa or body mechanism method. It can be anything from your hand folding and opening, right? Closing and opening, to your body folding into a shape and then coming out of that shape. And so the same principle that makes for a healthy hand makes for a healthy arm, makes for a healthy neck, makes for a healthy whole body. It needs to be able to fold and unfold, close and open, extend and return. Anything that it can't do in that yin yang is where your dysfunction lies. And so that's why that's the practice. Practice is do all of the extend and bend and fold and unfold. That's Qigong, right? In a sort of nutshell. So now we're standing. Let's do sink chi wash organs. First, that requires this tipping to your toes, tipping to your heels. Now, the important part of heel toe tipping is that I'm not folding and leaning, right? Notice how my body, you can't even really see where I'm moving from. There's no overt place that you can see. It's actually from inside the middle in the body that there's this directive to just surge forward, back to middle, heels. So now as you're doing that, go into your toes and float your hands forward, right? Straight ahead of you. And then go back into your heels and swing those arms behind you. From the side, it looks like this. It's forward and swing the pendulum. Back, swing the pendulum. Forward swing. Back swing. Now, when you're back in your heels, stay there, open. Hands go out and up, similar to what we were doing on the chair, right? But now go into your toes and sweep your arms around, a sort of gentle gathering gesture, palms face up. And then you go heels and bring those hands in past the mouth. So we come all the way back past the mouth and then settle to the middle of the feet, hands settle to the belly. And then remember your Tai Chi squat. The butt goes back. Also, elbows float a little forward so that when you sink and release your arms, you're extra wringing out the shoulders, and then push through the earth and come back up to standing. That's one round. Let's do it again. Rock to your heels, open and lift. Rock to your toes, sweep around, palms face up. Palms face up. Rock to your heels, bringing in as if in the mouth, past the mouth, and then settle to the middle of your feet, hands settle to the belly. And then as the hips go back, the elbows float forward, hollow front, open back, sit and release. And then come back to standing in neutral. So two people could be standing like this, one stuck, the other totally loose, and you wouldn't necessarily be able to see the difference. And so just note how this move, among others, helps us clean out what might be stuck in the various places of the body. It also organizes us around the middle. This is both the opening move and the closing move of a Tai Chi practice or a Qigong practice. It flushes and pumps the life force. It opens and extends and then closes and wraps around, and then arms folding in, coming down, and then as we extend the arms, we fold the legs, open the back. So it's like this, generalized preparatory exercise. One more. Back and up and forward and down. And over time, it's really lovely because it starts to feel like the ocean. You start to feel like you are the ocean expressing itself also through rivers and streams. The chi kind of takes over. Now, wing, roll, fold, settle, hands to belly. Cross the hands, bring them down. Tai Chi ready position, sink into the legs a little bit. Now, there's a difference between a squat, right, and this little Tai Chi sink. So notice that little sink there, where the tail is coming down. The legs have what they would describe as a bow-like shape. So like an archer's bow, if you pull on the arrow on the bow, think of the tone and shape of that bow. That's the general idea of your legs. So rather than locked stick figure legs with your butt sticking up back here and your back jammed, you soften that, sink the tail, let that, and Lana, I see you're here, you're often saying, my back hurts, right? And I don't give you a different answer each time. I give you the same answer. It needs to be through, right? Down and through rather than pinched and stuck. So that's a huge piece of the Tai Chi practice, is noticing this habit and going like that. So now you're sitting in your Tai Chi little loaded legs, arms are loose. Now from here, rising in the legs, floating the arms up, pung, or the swell of the ocean, and then sink through the legs that little bit as the hands come down, the trough of the ocean. Let's do it again. Rise and sink. Rise and sink. Scoop the hands in front, out to the side. Rise A little flow change in the hands, and then the crane flaps its wings. And rise. And sink. And rise. Now, as the wings are out to the side, roll the arms, palms face up, soft fold over top. Sink those hands down through the middle. Sink down a little bit into your legs. Let your arms completely release. Let's do that again. Rise and wing. Roll, fold. And sink through the legs. And sink through. Rise. Roll, fold. And sink. All the way through. Rise. And sink. Reverse. We go backs of hands touch. Come up. Palms face forward, up and out. And then sink. Wings come down. Backs of hands touch. We go rise through the legs, through the body, through the hands, up and out. And sink. Again. Rise. And sink. Now, wings. Right hand, roll, fold over top. Left hand, come underneath. Two magnets attract and repel. Then the right hand goes over top as left hand wing. Left hand over top, right hand underneath. Two magnets attract, sinking a little, rising, around. One more of each. Sink. Rise, around. Sink. Rise. Out to the wings. Sweep down under. Scoop and bring it up to chest level. Elbows pull back. Turn your palms and push. Full extend. Turn your hands, draw. Really focus on completing the mechanism movement. Not speed, but you want to have zero tension, zero block, and you want to make sure that scapula is able to slide a little. So you finish that extension and then turn and draw. Turn the palms, push. Turn the palms, draw. Turn palms, push. Turn palms, draw. Turn left palm, push. Now as that left palm is going, let that turn your body slightly. Turn left hand to face the body, right hand face forward. We go push and draw. Let that turn your body. Turn right hand to face the body, left hand face forward, push, draw. Simultaneously turn the palms and then push and draw. Turn those palms, push, draw. Turn the palms, push, and draw. Turn the palms, push, and draw. Turn that palm, bring the hands to the body, slide them down from your middle, shift to your right leg, turn, hands sweep over to the right. Now, shift to the left leg, turn the body, brush knee, sweep the leg. Turn those hands. First thing is leg. You shift, then you turn the body, then you sweep. As you're over here, your left groin, your left quad should be open. The leg is kind of empty, but it's not up. We're not up like this. We're still sort of sunk underneath, and then shift and turn and sweep. And shift, turn, sweep. sweep. So this bear progression helps to clear the back, helps to get the internal spaces moving. So now the bear swirls the stream. Your right hand will be close to the body. Your left hand cast it forward, but not up yet. So forward. And then we go brush and swirl. Then bring left hand close to the body, right hand cast it away. We got brush, knee, and swirl. And then it's one brush, knee close to the body, one swirl the stream far away from the body, and then they switch. One is close, the other is far away. Now, the bear swats the low jumping fish so that left hand floats up around belly level, right here. Sweep across. Then it turns over, comes down, right hand lifts. We've got shift, turn, brush knee, swat that lower jumping fish. Drop the hand in the water, lift the other, and shift and turn, brush, swat. Let's go middle jumping. Right hand lift around chest level. Brush knee stays low. This is now a bit higher. Drop the right hand down, left arm floats up. We've got shift and turn, brush knee and swat. Left hand drops as right arm lifts. Let's go a little higher still. So the brush knee remains constant, but the other hand is now about face level or above. And then we're brush knee is still down low, but swat a little higher. Let's go full reach. So the brush knee stays the same, but here the left arm, reach it as high in the room as you can. Turn and then come down with the left as the right arm is floating up, and then rise through the body and reach. Try to touch your ceiling. Reach above your body. Turn and then settle down through. Again, one more each way. Reach. So you get this separation from the ground to the sky. Reach. Turn. Sink. Now stay in your left leg, left arm, wing roll, fold. Shift right, turn right, brush knee, and now with that left arm, extend, push, 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 push. Then as that goes down, your right arm, wing, roll, fold. We're ready to go the other way. Shift leg first, turn body second, brush knee, and push, 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 push. Then they exchange. Right hand goes down, left arm wings, rolls, and folds. Sullivan, you've lost it there. Right hand's got to be down. You are up like this. Left hand is here. Now it's shift, turn, brush knee. And what gets people in trouble with this one is they drop their left hand instead of push. Now, drop the left hand from there, wing, roll, fold. Only now do you earn the right to head back this way. Brush knee, and remember, don't drop the right hand. Push. And one more time, right hand down, left arm, wing, roll, fold, and... But keep that teacup on your head. And now pause here. Your right foot has less weight in it. Turn the heel in and step your right foot behind you a small amount. Now, shift, sitting down through your right leg. Right hand goes down, left elbow bend, fingertips point up, left toe touch. So it should be like so. You should also make sure you have the same thing we were talking about this. So don't stick your butt out. Also, don't go get caught in your hip like this. Sink into the bow-like power, spring-like power of your leg. Now, bring your left foot back, heels touch. Shift the weight to your left leg, sink through the left leg, and bring left hand down, right hand up, right foot touch. Bring the right foot back with no body weight. As you shift to the right leg, right hand down, left hand up, left foot touch. Keep your teacup. Bring the foot back. No weight. Shift. Change everything. One more. Bring the foot back. Shift. Now add the balance challenge. Option 1, just at the ankle, challenge disconnect, reconnect with the floor, or knee, disconnect, reconnect, or knee and hip, where you fully hinge and down. Remember, we work on this in detail in the Monday class, the gait and balance class. It's the same skill. It's sinking, rising. Now switch sides. Bring that left foot back. Shift. So you go to the modified variation of sitting with good form, toe touching, and then you challenge either ankle, knee, or knee and hip up and down. The down is maybe the most important because a lot of times we can pull and hold, and then when we go down, we clunk. So this separating of full and empty that Tai Chi demands. Now, in the flowing variation, step your right foot back, shift, right hand down, left hand up, and lift to whatever your lift challenge that you have available. Put that foot down without any body weight. Your left hand stays up. Don't let the hand drop. So that now when you shift, you get that brain challenge of up and down and lift. Now you set the foot down without changing your hands. And then when you shift, change. Set the foot down with no body weight. Then change all the body weight down through the leg. Hands. Golden rooster. Standing on one leg. And step lateral. Wash. Wash. Now stay in your right leg. Take your left hand. Lake, vapor, cloud. Right hand about to sweep the leg. Shift. Turn the body, turn the body, turn the body, turn the body, turn the body. Hands. Then vapor up and rain down. Now it's leg. Turn the body, turn the body, turn the body, turn the body. Hand. Vapor and rain. Now we're ready to leg, body, hand. Vapor and rain. Leg, body, hand. Vapor and rain. Leg, body, hand. Leg, body. Pause here. Left hand, your left hand, make it the bottom of a ball. Right hand out of the game for a moment. Now, your left hand forward, and then shift and turn, flying diagonal up to the corner. Turn the palm out, wing, shift right, turn right, sweep, bottom of ball. Now, float that hand forward, shift and turn, flying diagonal. Turn the palm out, wing, shift and turn, lake, bottom of ball. And again, shift and turn, flying diagonal. Turn that palm, wing, lake, bottom of ball. One more time, flying diagonal. Out away from the body, palm facing up the whole way. Turn that palm, sweep down, and Right hand comes into the mix. Wash over, put the left hand behind your back. Now we're ready for that flying diagonal with the shift turn. Turn the palm out, wing, and then shift, turn, lake, bottom of ball. And then flying diagonal, shift, turn. Turn the palm out, wing, then shift and turn, lake, bottom of ball. Two more. Shift and turn, palm out, shift and turn, lake, ball. Flying diagonal, turn palm, wing, lake. Bring your left hand out. Wash, settle. Left hand bottom of a ball, right hand top. Two trains on tracks that are parallel to the floor. They go in opposite directions, but they stay on the track. So your top hand stays on top, your bottom hand stays on bottom. So they travel along their track. Now those tracks on the diagonal, so that your left hand goes from low to high, your right hand goes from high to low. Together that becomes stroke the wild horse's mane all the way and return. All the way. Now from here, turn your left palm out, right palm up, embrace the moon. Big round circle. Back to the holding ball, and then the diagonal trains. Leave the station. And they arrive at their destination on time with each other. Turn the palms, come around. Now we add, shift into your right leg, turn to the right, kind of a wind-up toy position. Now the two trains leave the station as you shift left, turn left, and left hand turn out, right palm turn up. Embrace the moon as you shift right, turn right. And then we shift left, turn left. Turn those palms, shift right, turn right. We embrace the moon. Back to the holding ball, and then stroke wild horse's mane. And around. Now, right hand dips into the water, left hand turn, wash. Wash back to middle, settle. Right hand on the bottom, left on the top. Two trains leave the station parallel to the floor. Return parallel. Put them on that diagonal. They leave the station. They get to their destination on time and back. And then they leave the station. Now, embrace the moon. Turn right palm out, left palm up. They go around into a holding ball. Diagonal trains. Stroke wild horse's mane. Turn the palms, embrace the moon, add, shift left, turn left, and shift right, turn right. Embrace the moon, shift left, turn left. Shift right, turn right, stroke wild horse's mane. Reverse and around. Hold the ball. And one more. Make sure that left hand doesn't go to sleep, Altenberg. Your left hand just died there. Bring it up and over. Right hand under. Stroke wild horse's mane. And around. Now, from here, stroke wild horse's mane. Stay in your right leg, bring your left hand under, right hand folds over, and turn a little more to your right, sort of a wind-up toy winding more, so that then you shift left, turn left, and you're stroking wild horse's mane the other way. So your right hand should be going down, left hand going up. Then stay in your left leg, turn more, bringing the right hand under, folding left hand over. Now we're on holding ball on this side. And then it's shift right, turn right, stroke wild horse's mane this way. Stay in your right leg. Bring left hand under, right hand over, turning a little more, sinking a little more, so that you can emerge. And then right hand under, left hand over. Emerge. One more. Now, from here, turn your right heel in a little and once again step behind. Left hand over top, right hand underneath. The white crane. So all your weight goes into your right leg. Your right hand's coming up, 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 up. Left hand going down, 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 down. And then at the end, this little fine motor skill of turn your right palm out and your left palm out, right? And as you do that, touch the toe. Now bring your left foot back. Turn your left palm under, right palm over, and let's switch sides on that. So shift into your left leg. Right hand goes down, left hand's coming up, 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 up. And right at the timing when you put the toe out, turn your left palm out and your right palm out. So it's internal rotation of both arms. Internal. I'm sort of exaggerating so you can see it, but you can just make that gentle. Then bring that right foot back, holding ball, right hand below, left hand above. And then as you shift, white crane, white crane, white crane. Karen, your right hand should be going up, left hand going down. And then internal rotation of both. Now what we add to that is also turning slightly so that rather than pointing straight ahead with the navel, we turn so that our attention is more to the left corner of the telephone booth. Then we step parallel with that left foot, make the holding ball, and then shift into your left leg, the hands. And then as you internally rotate both, you're also turning from the middle and placing that foot at the corner, the right corner of your telephone booth. And then bring that foot back parallel, shift, passing by, turning to the corner, white crane. So you should be turned to your left corner. Nope, but your right hand should be up, Karen. Yeah, so it's this. And then middle, change, turn. Middle, palms face each other. Shift, the hands pass by each other, high and low, and then turn that right palm out, turn the left palm out, turn the body slightly to your left, touch the toe. Then center, shift, turn. There's like a little flourish quality to it. It looks cool, but what's more important is that it's the mind and the body that you have to inhabit to smoothly bring it to center, smoothly change. So this one you can feel it's similar to this exchange, similar to the stroke wild horse's mane, right? And then this little one more each side. And wash, settle. Rock to your heels, open and lift. Rock to your toes, sweep around, palms face up. Rock to your heels, bringing in, past, settle to the middle of your feet, hands settle to the belly. Then that hips back, elbows forward, sit and release. Push through the earth and stand. 2 more. Back open and lift. Forward sweep around, palms up. Back bringing in and down to this position here. That's one fluid gesture. And then last fluid gesture, fold and release and dangle. And then back to standing, super loose. One more, like the ocean just surging through us. The chi must flow, and we need to be a good steward of the pipes and pathways and channels as best we can. And then we close, wing, roll, fold, settle, palms face in, seal the practice, one hand stacked over the other on the belly, and just about 5 breaths of nothing at all. Just woo ji. Let all that chi, that life force, that activation from practice, a yang expression, be balanced by a moment of yin, of return, of soft, of quiet. Thank you, everybody. Have a marvelous weekend. I'll see some of you Monday for Gait and Balance class. If you have any questions, unmute. If you have any thoughts, unmute. Anything at all. Going once.
Good to see
Going
you, Otto.
twice.
Thanks, Otto.
Good to see you, Mark. Good to see you, Mark. Bye, Marjan. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.